Good morning. It is More Good News Wednesday. That's right. No more hump day. It's always More Good News Wednesday. We got more good news for you, Justin Wood. Justin from Tustin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Miguel, I see you there. Thank you so much. Oh, look who's back. Rob Deerdeck. Good to see you, my friend. The famous, unbelievable Rob Deerdeck. Lori, I see you there. Husky Milady. Thank you so much for joining me. Good News Wednesday from Colleen and Garrett Brown. 21. Que pasa, Garrett? Good to see you. Good morning, Jakey Bakey. You sound great as well. Looking forward to seeing everyone. We're going to pin at the bottom here my email, david@dmeltzer.com, and 949-298-2905. If you want my ebook, my audiobook, or a signed copy of my book, I'll be happy to pay for it, pay for shipping as well. Just go ahead and email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Sean, nice to see you. All right, we got the questions rolling in on More Good News Wednesday. Please get these questions rolling. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, all of our guests have updated IG. We had a little difficulty yesterday. People not updating their Instagram. I live in Colombia, and buying a car for $1,000, it's impossible. How can I do the car hustle from $1,000 to $30,000 in a month with another product? Okay, what you want to do is find a product that you can see a market in and reverse engineer that market so that it's basically pre-sold, and then make many offers on that product, lowball offers, to create a margin on a product that you know will sell for $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, and then keep re-engineering that. There's tons of different products. It's not a hustle. It's creating margins by asking as many people as you can. Brittany will be with you at 8:05. I see you on there. Anita, we'll have you on in a bit. Let's answer some questions first. Go ahead and email me if you want a little bit more directions. I can coach you on that as well. It is More Good News Wednesday, and we are here, and you feel free to reach out to me, david@dmeltzer.com. What was the inspiration for More Good News Wednesday? Well, it was taking a positive perspective, looking at the light, the love, and the lessons. People called Wednesday hump day. And all I could think about is, why are we creating a hump, a mountain resistance to our week? It's not. It's just more good news, right? There's more good news coming every day, but let's take acknowledgement in the middle of the week for the great news that we've had and the more good news that we're going to have. Seek what you want. Find the light, the love, and the lessons in your week as well. That's where More Good News Wednesday comes from. All right. Jesus, my Savior, in regard to frequency, can you share the same frequency right off the bat? Or do you still have to ask questions to discover their frequency? Look, frequencies change. And so, you will have an initial feeling about somebody's frequency or vibration. And as you spend more time with a person, you'll realize, what their consistent frequency is, where sometimes their high level being is when they're using and utilizing their higher levels of thinking. And also, where they may be in resistance, creating void shortages and obstacles for themselves. And so you can gauge frequency, but surround yourself with the highest frequencies. Help people, if you can, with understanding, forgiveness, and of course, praying for their happiness to raise and elevate their frequency at all times. We are all connected to and through one another, and all connected to and through the greatest source of frequency, power and light. As we go, let's take a few more questions. Thank you so much, by the way, for everyone putting these questions in to help us all. What is your midweek lesson that you have learned? Well, I'm learning every day. And the midweek lesson so far, you're going to put me on the spot. I haven't really thought about one lesson that I learned. I think it's about death. And, understanding the illusion that the mind, that spirit never dies, that there is no death in energy. Energy never stops. And the only death is the void shortages and obstacles, the separation that we feel. That is death. And the fear that people put onto the outcomes that's the death that you require. So I think the lessons are about separation and my definition of dying. And I want to spend my time living and expanding and growing here in this body. And so I think the lessons about death are ones that are prevalent in the midweek for me. We'll keep this coming. Got a minute. We'll bring Brittany on. I have the database, but unfortunately, I am not able to sell my services. How do I improve? Utilize your database to provide service and value of what your database wants. Spend your time asking your database, what do they do today? What do they like about it? What don't they like about it? And see how you can be of service or value for the things that they don't like or the things that are creating void, shortages, and obstacles for them. Be the solution for them, and you'll create a void for the universe to fill, especially economically. All right, here we are, 8:05. Brittany Driscoll. Let's add Brittany in here. Of course, why don't you, Brittany, give me a quick comment again. I know you're in here at Britt Drisk, www.squeezemassage.com, co-founder of Squeeze. Brittany, give me a quick comment or request so I can find you again. Here we go. It is time. There she is. It's just so nice. All right. Thank you so much. Here we go. The co-founder of Squeeze. There she is. Hi,
Hey
Brittany.
there. Hi, David. How are you?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm great. Good morning. I love your Wednesday feel good vibe. I'm
More
all
good
about that.
news. You are the more good news. And you have the promote Squeeze, which I'm really curious. You created and founded Dry Bar. And, talk about feel good news companies. You're the master at that. And I'd love to have you on and kind of share what Squeeze is, first of all, and how it's helping people.
Yeah, thank you. So I got my start in marketing and advertising, got the chance to work on amazing brands, Mattel, Barbie, Hot Wheels, Disney, Coca-Cola, etc. I'm such a believer in feel good experiences and just connecting with people in meaningful ways. I spent 4 years running marketing for Dry Bar. For those who don't know, Dry Bar is a blowout bar. We wash and style women's hair. You wouldn't think that it would be 150 locations around the country, $150 million business, but turns out when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you can take on the world. That was always what we said at Dry Bar. And the founders always had this other idea in the back of their mind to create a feel good experience around massage, but clearly just didn't have the bandwidth. So we partnered together. This is my first true entrepreneurial venture, built it from the ground up. And Squeeze is it's a new massage concept. We launched in March of 2019 in Los Angeles. So we got about 11 months of operations under our belt before the world had different plans for us. But our whole, our positioning in the market is we looked at the landscape, and, on one end, there were the low end discount chains that offered accessibility to massage, but lacked a lot from a consumer experience standpoint. And on the other end, we had high end spas, which are lovely, but unattainable, both from a price and resource aspect for most people. So, and that was kind of the landscape with Dry Bar too. There were the low end discount salons and the high end spaces. So we brought in that high end luxurious feel and a sophisticated brand with like beautiful surprise and delight moments, but at an affordable price point. So we really sit in the middle space of the market. We're an affordable luxury, as we like to say. But our biggest differentiation is technology. So we're still a brick and mortar concept. You come to us to get an amazing massage, but our app enables guests to do everything at the touch of their fingertips and at their leisure. So not only do our guests book an appointment, but they set personalized preferences, everything from areas of the body you want focused on, what you want avoided, if you want more or less pressure, if you want oil or lotion, do you want your table heated? All of that information is saved to your profile. Your therapist reviews it prior to even walking in the door. So, they're armed with the information to provide a feel good, great experience, which is what they want as well. And then when you get into our location, we carry that personalization aspect forward. So you can select from 4 different aromatherapy scents. When you get into the room itself, you can adjust your lighting, your dimness to your liking. You can select from 6 different music playlists. So everything from like Zen to piano to reggae. During the holidays, we have like holiday playlists. And then on the table, there's a ready button. So you as the guest, let the therapist know when you're ready for them to re-enter the room, eliminating that very awkward, like, hurry up and wait scenario or knocking that often takes place in the typical massage experience. And then when you're done, it's like Uber and Postmates. You rate and tip and favorite a therapist, rebook with them at your leisure. We say our guests get to walk in and flow out. It's a very relaxing experience. You're not dealing with any clunky transactional components or, the front desk person asking you if you'd like to leave a tip, etc. So, yeah, we've really created a great experience. We're loving the feedback that we're receiving from our guests. I mean, we have the net promoter score of 82 and 5 stars across Google and Yelp and all the good things. And we're planning on scaling nationally through franchising. So we're looking for passionate small business owners who want to take this experience into their community.
Wow. From someone who has experienced Dry Bar for years, traveling with my 3 daughters and my wife, I think the only negative thing I could ever sell is that you're too busy. Too many people love you because they're always booked. And I'm
It's
sure Squeeze
true.
is the same way. Only suggestion I have is you got to add the entrepreneur podcast list for people when they want to get massage.
There you
Not
go.
quite as, not quite as, I'd rather choose reggae over the playbook, but there's some freaks out there that like to be massaged while they listen to my podcast and Gary
There you
Vee
go.
and some of the better
I love
so
that. That's actually a good idea. We should test
oh,
it.
test it with mine. I would love to have the playbook there and you could choose. I have 800 different people. We could choose people that are aligned with the wellness business.
There you go.
The goop, we get Gwyneth Paltrow and people like that on there. Deepak Chopra, Sadhguru. We can mix the wellness into the podcast as well with the entrepreneur side. In the franchising side, I'm a huge fan of franchising. I've coached multiple people in both franchisor and franchisee sides of the business. What are some of for you that sought help from, I believe, the founders of Dry Bar to help you
Yeah.
build this business and partner with you? What are some of the advantages of your franchise for a new entrepreneur that's looking to start a business, countrywide?
Yeah, again, Squeeze for me was my first entrepreneurial venture, and I always say that it was overwhelming and exhausting because it is, but mostly it's liberating. And it's really amazing to create, a valuable service for people and also create a community of amazing employees who love coming to work every day and again are committed to that feel good experience. And that's really what we've done. So franchising is really a business in a box. It is an opportunity for small business owners who have that entrepreneurial spirit, who may want to create and build something of their own, but you don't know where to start. You've possibly never done it before, so it's overwhelming. It is overwhelming for sure. But so what we have done is we are hand holding paint by number every step of the way for you to be successful. So from signing your franchise agreement, we've got a real estate team that comes on board, helps you select your site, through to a project management construction team that walks you through every step of building your location. And then we have very clear recruiting, training, and onboarding playbooks that help you to find your team and again create that amazing experience. In addition to a opening marketing playbook and then new shop opening, local marketing tactics. We really do have a playbook set for each functional area of the business to support you. And I think what's also really neat about franchising is, in addition to the support of the franchisor, which again is the brand's responsibility to provide you the roadmap and being successful, and then also to help build the brand so there's instant credibility for you. You also have a network of a ton of other small business owners who in the Squeeze family are doing the same thing as you in a different city or a different state. So it's like you're kind of entering into this immediate network of like-minded individuals.
Yeah, and I think that aggregate effect of situational knowledge, relationship capital, and you and I both being from the marketing experience that we've had throughout our careers, it's cannot, especially now with the amplification of marketing
Yeah.
outside of just traditional marketing. I think the value of franchising has exponentially increased because of the amplification process of something like Dry Bar or Squeeze, where you instantly not only have the credibility, but you have the brand recognition and attraction. So as you're in a space that does attract travelers, both Dry Bar and Squeeze, it's really nice that people recognize through the amplification that you're able to do as a franchisor for them. When you're opening up, you have that unbelievable pool of people that are
Yep,
already familiar and may have, in San Diego utilized it, but now they're in New York and they reckon, oh God, they have a Squeeze here. I'd really like to
exactly.
jump in there. And they have my profile. They get the consistent McDonald's, the Ray Kroc genius of the
Yep.
Surf Speedy system, which I really like. My favorite thing, though, and why I wanted to have you on Wednesday as we finish up, it's a feel good company. It's more good news company. And not only mindset, heart set, but the physical embodiment, the conscious continuum, all is aligned. And the better you feel, the less interference you have from that great source of energy and light and love that you come from and for and through to so many people. And I want to congratulate you on your first entrepreneurial venture. You've done
Thank you.
almost everything right, which is the best that I can say for anyone. That you've done almost everything right is a huge compliment in the world of entrepreneurship. At
Thank
Britt
you.
Drisk and then squeezemassage.com. Brittany, anywhere else you want people to reach out if they're interested in setting appointments or buying franchises?
Yeah, setting appointments, squeezemassage.com, or download our iPhone app. It's Squeeze in the iPhone store. And then if you're interested in franchising, just add a slash franchising to squeezemassage.com. And we've got a ton of information there. There's a form for you to fill out, and we'll be in touch.
What a great thing for young entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs. What a great business model and great leadership. So congratulations. Come on again. Let's do more
Thank
together.
you. Yes,
And
I'd
I
love
look
to.
forward to try and Squeeze now that I'm traveling again. So thank Dry
Sounds
Bar.
good.
I'm not a huge customer, but my girls and my wife forever. You might get a
Exactly.
call from me going, hey, I need you to squeeze me in. No pun intended.
You got it. You got it.
Thank you, Brittany. Take
Thanks,
care.
David. Take
Bye
care.
bye. Bye bye. Incredible business, incredible entrepreneur, and what great energy. Open mind, open heart, and open hands. That's what the Squeeze people and the Dry Bar people are. Feel good businesses is what we are about. It's More Good News Wednesday. Could not have asked for a better guest than Brittany Driscoll. She fits right into the More Good News Wednesday theme and execution on her business. Incredible guest. Yes, Nick, thank you so much. Squeeze. Nina likes that as well. All right, I think Kathleen Cutler is here, founder of High End Jewelers Society, KathleenCutler.com, and has a question for me about the jewelry business. Kathleen, if you want to just give me a quick comment real quick, I'd love to join you in as I take a question from the crowd. Here we go. How to do storytelling, as I think I am falling behind even after having good knowledge and experience. So the key to speaking is telling lessons through stories. And the key to that is to outline the lesson and the story and then practice telling it. Practice telling it to convey it's not what you say, it's what you hear. And speaking of which, Kathleen Cutler, my jewelry expert from the Jewelry Society. How are you?
Good. How are you doing this morning, David? What an inspiring conversation you were just having. I'm so thrilled to be here chatting with you.
Oh, well, you fit right into the More Good News Wednesday as well. Everybody loves to talk about dry bars and massages, but, like I said, I have 3 daughters and a wife. So any conversation that I have about jewelry is going to pique their interest and bring more good news to me and my family. Give me a quick background on the High End Jewelers Society that you're the founder of. And I think you may have a question for me as well.
Yeah, so the high-end jeweler society is really all about concierge style relationship building in high-end sales. So it's all about how can we make sure that we're bringing back old school techniques. I actually keep a picture of my grandparents just right on my desk to really remind me of what would they have done to build relationships. So it so dovetails beautifully with what you teach and how you go about building your business and networking. And that's exactly what we do for high-end salespeople, specifically jewelers who are selling, $50,000 pieces, $100,000 pieces. That's really relationship driven. And that's exactly what we really believe in and teach on.
Yeah, it's so interesting that people think that traditional and digital are separate. You
Yeah.
know, for me, digital is an amplification. It allows us to amplify the Shakespearean stage that we live in, right? There's this stage theory that I am trying to amplify everything I do of value to as many people that I can, because as you have that picture of your parents there, and if we were selling jewelry back in 1960 or 1970, it would be very difficult to have 1,000 people to have relationships with. It would be a lifetime journey of my jewelry store and people coming by and referrals and family members, and very, very difficult to get 1,000-person customer base. Well, the same thing that built those 1,000 people over your parents' lifetime in their business can be amplified. The same techniques can be amplified in a digital manner to billions of people. And we have other business issues that can occur, but if you can focus in on the frequency of value, of effective communication, of credibility and emotional attachment, high-end sales and those relationships can transcend and be amplified to a huge pool of people. And the opportunities still, in my opinion, are unfathomable. Anyway, hopefully this spurs some question from you or gives me some opportunity that I can help you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I would love to just have your thoughts on are the differences. So a lot of my clients are coming from mass marketing, where they are marketing lower price point goods, and they're stepping into marketing these to more affluent clients. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on the differentiators between mass marketing versus more niche-based marketing, or marketing to the affluent.
Yeah, it's never been easier to market to the affluent, because the difficulty of marketing to the affluent is that they represent about 1% of the community. And so how can we justify the amount of time, money, or emotion set forth to the 1%? The advantage of the amplification that we were talking about earlier is that we can now have our frequency, that high-end, high society, luxury frequency, be directed towards those spectrum of the 1%, because we know that there's certain avatars and certain criteria and regions and areas and interests that are more conducive and aligned to people that can afford these higher society jewelry products and other things, high-end cars, high-end houses, and never before could we hit that spectrum so directly. And so I think if you are in a mass industry and understand, the workflow and the logistics of what you're doing, you're making a big mistake not marketing to the spectrum that can buy or are capable of buying those high-end products. And because of the amplification tools of all the different places, from LinkedIn to, Instagram to Facebook, you're able to join groups of people that would be interested in jewelry, like, art gallery, in cultural things and philanthropic endeavors, where you can reach people that have open minds, open hearts, open hands, but also a bigger bank account to effectuate the purchases that they like. So I think more than ever is the time to join your society, to reach the high-end spectrum of the 1%, because 1% of 1,000 is 10 people. 1% of 4.6 billion is too many people. You won't have enough inventory. And we're finding that out in a lot of businesses that do it right. Inventory seems to be the bigger problem when people figure out how to reach the spectrum with the right frequency. But you are doing an extraordinary job by creating a community of high-end spectrum people that can facilitate not only the sales and marketing, but the inventory necessary to fulfill the need. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it's so great. And I love that advice. It's so spot on around how can we understand where those people are, what they're interested in. And really what we love to teach on is having a genuine advisor, but also a trusted friend framework. So you're really getting to know them on a personal level, and it feels like you become their family jeweler, where you're reaching out at important milestones and really building that deep connection.
You nailed it, Kathleen. Ryan Serhan, who's a friend of mine, he's on the $1 Million Listing New York. He's a great salesperson. I have to give you his line, and give him credit, by the way, because it's one of my favorite. He taught me, nobody wants to be sold, but everybody wants to go shopping with a friend.
Yeah, and we reference that quite a bit, because it is, and we actually our client concierge comes from super high-end real estate, and we actually have a woman who's part of our team who's from really high-end financial planning services. So it really is, it all dovetails together. And I think the more we can understand that friendship first, and that's why I have that picture of my grandparents. They were prolific letter writers. They were, you know, my grandmother was a NASA mathematician, my grandfather was an inventor, and they just wrote letters and had these deep, deep connections with their friends, with their peers. And it's just, how can we take the beauty of technology, but also harken back? We write handwritten notes, you know, and especially when we're dealing with a physical good, like Ryan does in real estate, and we do with high-end jewelry. It really is, how do we have that deeper connection?
And you're doing a great job of it. Thank you so much. Kathleen Cutler at Kathleen Cutler and KathleenCutler.com. Anywhere else people can join the High-End Jewelers Society?
So we have a free masterclass on 3 ways to sell to the affluent. So if you go to KathleenCutler.com, you can download that free masterclass, and it goes through our principles of relationship building, a little bit of where to find them, and then also how to connect and do some of the social selling, where we're really putting the relationship first and the sales just come very naturally after.
Genius. I appreciate you. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to me. Of course, David at dmeltzer.com. Have a wonderful week, and thank you for joining me on More Good News Wednesday. You have brought more good news to us again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, David.
Hey, Kathleen. All right. 2 for 2. Wonderful women entrepreneurs. Loving it, loving it, loving it. All right. Let me take a quick question and then bring my dear friend Anita on. And she has an amazing company that I've been helping for a while and just changing the face of compassionate capitalism. What's the best way to develop your network as someone new to real estate? Well, you definitely want to ask in person, on the phone, via email and social media. You want to ask, especially in real estate, you know, do you know anyone that can help me? And find that expert. You know, if you're in the high-end jewelry space, find an expert like Kathleen Cutler. If you're in commercial real estate, residential real estate, find an expert in the region at the price range that you're looking at, someone that sits in the situation that you want to be in, and ask them for directions. Ask for help. Ask. Anyone that's on here, go ahead, find it if you're in real estate. And if you don't know where, come to me. Ask me for help. David at dmeltzer.com. I'll send you my ebook, my audio book. I'll sign a book, send it to you, and pay for shipping and the book. I don't mind. Just reach out to me. All right, let me bring my friend Anita on. We are having More Good News Wednesday, and there's no better way that I'd like to finish off here than with my friend Anita. And we'll go live here. CEO and chairman of the board of Oneva, oneva.com, oneva.com. And we're going to talk about employee benefits and engagement of employees, and the incredible ROI of treating people with kindness. Good morning.
Good morning, David. How are you?
I am always well, but I'm especially well when I get to spend time with you. We've had extraordinary women, entrepreneurs and CEOs on all morning here, and you're like the Babe Ruth, the cleanup hitter, the Hank Aaron, the Barry Bonds. I know you're from Oakland, so who can I say? The Gene Tennis.
I'm just Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. All right, we'll go Steph Curry. You know, Steph Curry. Steph Curry was born in the same hospital as me and LeBron James in Akron, Ohio. So it's one of my claims of fame where I come from. But we have a huge business issue that we're addressing with Oneva. I'm honored to be a part of your team, and it ranges from you to your genius husband to all the incredible people involved at NetCap, and Rich Johnson, and Jesse Jackson. I mean, you got everybody involved. Maybe we'll get Steph Curry involved as well. But you're helping so many people, with a critical business issue, which is employee benefits, vetting, retainment, and engagement, especially. And that employee alignment, I should call it, is such a critical business issue. As a woman founder and entrepreneur and CEO, what is the biggest critical business issue that Oneva addresses today?
Same issue I face. And it's, as a mom, as a working mother, how do I do it all? Right now, so many families are forced to choose between work and caring for their families, and they shouldn't have to. Thank God, David, you chose to invest in me and invest in families so that they can have access to the care so we can live our lives and corporations can attract and retain talent. So it's really hard out there to do it all. And you know your experience with your mom, with children, and trying to do it all. So any support that we can bring to make trusted care available to help those families, I am excited and grateful to have your support and investment in that regard.
And, a lot of companies spend, save, waste billions of dollars addressing this, caregiving issue. And one of the biggest concerns is liability. Our greatest concern, at least, most parents, they'll do anything for their children. And so we don't want to put our children at risk, finding someone in the penny saver to watch our kids all day. It used to drive me crazy that the wealthiest people that I knew surrounded their kids the majority of the time with people of high risk that weren't educated, that had addictions, that, had issues that put their children not just at jeopardy, but at a deficiency over, where and what they work so hard to do and for. What are some of the things you do to protect our most valuable asset, our children?
Absolutely. And from a corporate perspective, it certainly starts with having insurance, because sometimes bad things do happen. Trips and falls happen in homes, whether it's that massage therapist who comes into the home to give you a massage or somebody to take care of your child or your mom. Oniva's always there to make sure you're safe. And same thing if they're driving them. Other things, it's really understanding what the laws are. That background check, which is a law here in California that says every person who does care should have a living FBI background check, California DOJ background check. That means if they commit a crime like a DUI or, gosh forbid, elder abuse or child abuse, we learn about it and they're no longer in your homes, so that you or other people, regardless of their income, should have access to people they can know and trust to deliver the services. And also some of the families that you're privileged to be with, maybe they just don't know that California law also says you need to have first aid and CPR skills if you're going to provide people care. So what we do is we put all that into the technology so that you don't have to think about it as a user. I'm simply saying that so many families just don't know what to ask, David. They don't know that the person they're bringing into the home, even though it may have came from a company with care in its name, doesn't mean they do anything with caregiving or that they're going to do the research to look at who's coming into your home. On most marketplaces, actually, except for Oniva's, they don't even know the identity of the caregiver that they're sending. And that's kind of scary when you think about it.
Yeah, and beyond, the most important thing is the care of our children, is also the theft that takes place. I can't tell you the amount of experiences and stories that I have with people that are literally thinking that the caregiver is a family member, and years of theft, thousands and thousands of dollars have been stolen because of the trust, not just in handling our families, but the access to all the valuables that we have in our homes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Beyond the cash, beyond their children and our elders, it's everything from gifts, right? Especially with elders. I will see caregivers in our 7 years in business who get new bags. Suddenly clients are giving them purses and old fur coats and things. So absolutely. That's why you have to have that trusted care. And again, leveraging technology that we have today so that you can monitor and assess all those things, because let's face it, we live far away from our parents sometimes, and even from our children and grandchildren. As you get to that point when you start to imagine having grandchildren, you're going to want them to have access to trusted care, and we'll be able to do that for them because of your support. That's why we're going into 6 cities right now. So thank you.
You're welcome. And it's such a great thing. And, we deal from insurance to flexible spending accounts. But, one of the critical business issues for corporations is the employee engagement. And why I was, so interested on the corporate side was that engagement is a big issue for me. Engagement means that we're working to clear the interference between the company and its employees, the company and this great source of light, love, and lessons that it is allowed as a platform to have. But there's nothing that creates more interference to employee engagement than home worries or home care issues, elderly and children. As much as people don't think it distracts them, or if we can reduce or dissolve or even dissipate that interference of people, going through the motions at work or not working on what they're supposed to be because, and we don't blame them. I don't blame anyone that's at work. And if they have an issue with their parents or their children, spending 4 hours, trying to get somebody into the home or making sure that, and someone didn't show up and now you're sitting at work worrying about getting fired and you have a 9-year-old at home with no care or a 90-year-old at home with no care. These are huge issues. And if you think you're getting the productivity, the accessibility, and gratitude out of these good people that have been put into bad situations, we're losing billions of dollars and everybody's losing. And that's why I'm involved with Aniva, involved with you. Obviously, I always love myself a extraordinary woman entrepreneur. I got those 3 daughters that I have to surround myself with milestone women like you that look like them, act like them, and they say, you know what? I love Anita, but I can do better than Anita either. I appreciate Anita creating a milestone for me, but I can do better. Instead of I could never, be David Meltzer because I don't look like Dave Meltzer. I don't act like Dave Meltzer. I don't know how he thinks, but I get Anita. She's more like me. So I appreciate you as a woman entrepreneur, especially a business that is compassionate in its nature and profitable, passionate, and purposeful in its execution. And that's why you're attracting so many extraordinary people, so many extraordinary companies. People can reach out to you. It's Oniva Inc. At Oniva Inc. And the website's oniva.com, ONEVA. Anything else you want to add or anywhere else someone should? Oh, I need to add one thing, by the way. We're launching 2-minute drill. I forgot. Yes. And you got to watch Anita in 2-minute drill. Amazon Prime Video. It's on Bloomberg. It launches this Friday. It's the best show I've ever done. $50,000 of cash and prizes. We are here to teach people how to share a vision. It is an hour-long version. The pilot season was but the real season here, season 2, is extraordinary. So join me and Anita there. Now, anything else you'd like to add?
Well, 2-minute drill, you made me better. You got to watch and see if I make it on and what happens. But thank you so much, David. Please find me, www.oniva.com. You can invest in me and in bringing care to employees at great companies, along with David, through crowdfunding. Go to my website, oniva.com. And if you're interested in investing more than $99 through crowdfunding, find me at Anita@oniva.com. David, thank you for the support. We are creating 16,000 jobs in those 6 cities, thanks to you and your support and those wonderful enterprises who care for their employees just as you do, and for this audience and for me. Thank you, David. Thank you so much for your support.
Anytime. Thank you so much for all you do. We will see you soon. We'll see you on Friday. 2-minute drill, everybody. Thank you so much, Anita. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Watch 2-minute drill. It's the bomb. I learned so much. Thanks,
Go Steph Curry.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Awesome. All right. We've had all superior intellectual women. What can I say? It's a higher species, a higher end of thinking. I pursue my potential by looking at those milestone women like Brittany and Kathleen and Anita. How blessed are we to have them all in our lives? Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me and creating those milestones for everyone else. If anyone wants to learn about any of these people or want my book, ebook, audio book, want me to sign a book, send it to you. It's just david@dmeltzer.com. 2-minute drill launches this Friday. Check it out on Amazon Prime Video and Bloomberg TV. You're going to love it. Hour long, so many lessons, so many great hosts like Roy Kataya and Jason Waller, amazing people like Kim Perrell, just to name a few. Please join me. You'll love it. Reach out, david@dmeltzer.com. I'm going to take one more question. You're amazing as well. Then we'll call it a day. What book should I read to get a better understanding of finance and such? Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Millionaire Next Door, Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy. Watch Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy movie. I'm actually in those. You'll like those. Email me to find those, david@dmeltzer.com. Atomic Habits is another one. I read Think and Grow Rich every day still today. Sharon Lecter with her Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and just some great books out there to read. Those are ones to start with. If you want more, you could read The Connected to Goodness. You can get it from me, ebook, audiobook. I'll sign a book, send it to you, ship it to you. David@dmeltzer.com. Join me this Friday, 2-minute drill, Amazon Prime Video, and Bloomberg TV. Remember, most importantly, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. It's More Good News Wednesday. We'll see you later.